Welcome to Module 5, which is about society and LLMs and some of the risks that using LLMs can have and various ways to mitigate them. So far in the course, we've seen a lot of pretty cool examples of how we can build and use LLMs for a bunch of applications, and they often make for really good initial demo. There are ways to make it even better over time, but there are some risks with it. And in this module, we want to talk about some of the largest risks with LLMs to increase awareness of them and make sure people understand the limitations and also some ways available to mitigate some of these. So LLMs can produce various kinds of unreliable behaviors. I'll just mention two of them really quickly, and we'll talk about what to do about them. One of the first sources of bad behavior has to do with the language modeling itself, right? If you train your LLM on a whole bunch of data, especially from the web, the data might have biases in some fashion that you don't want your application to have. So that's bad because it learns the bias, because it just learns the language that's out there. The data might also be wrong about certain things. You don't want a language model that's asked a medical question and returns the popular wisdom from the web when you're building an application where it has to be something approved by the government, or it has to be the latest scientific knowledge or something like that. There's just a lot of junk on the web. There's offensive text, there's search engine optimization. So it's not necessarily great. So that's one problem. You're language modeling and you're just getting, you're modeling the wrong facts that you don't want to learn. Second example is what's called hallucination, where the model, when it doesn't really know, what to say, it will still make something up, and it can sound very confident about it and be wrong. So these are some of the risks. There are other things as well. And we'll talk about some ways, to mitigate some of these risks and to design applications where users aren't fooled into taking these risks, including things like basic generations and retrieval from a knowledge base that's been reviewed, different ways to evaluate how well the model is doing, and just the kind of things to watch out for in this space.